A billionaire's wife marched into his private study and slammed a yellow legal pad onto his desk, her face flushed with frustration. Most people would look at that pad and see the ultimate freedom, but to her, it felt like a trap. To understand how she got there, you have to look at what happened exactly 2 weeks prior. In our last breakdown, we watched this same billionaire prove to his wife that paying a private driver $5,000 a month wasn't an expense. It was leverage. While someone else handled the road, he used the drive to close a $500,000 deal. Before leaving, he gave her one simple rule: outsource everything that doesn't require your unique genius. She had taken his advice to the absolute extreme. The pages of that legal pad she just slammed down were filled with schedules, systems, names, and color-coded plans. She had done everything he told her to do: hired the house manager, systemized the staff, automated the errands, delegated the endless responsibilities that used to consume her day. In just 14 days, she had bought back nearly 60 hours of her time. Yet somehow, she looked more frustrated than ever. "I don't understand," she said, pointing at the pad. "My schedule is empty, my mind is clear, so why do I feel like I'm falling behind?" The billionaire smiled, because this was exactly where most people got stuck. Not when they were overwhelmed, not when they were exhausted, but when they finally had space. He stood up and walked toward the glass whiteboard. Most people never escape one simple trap. His wife looked up. "What trap?" "They confuse activity with progress." He picked up a marker. "They think effort creates wealth." He drew 2 circles, one on the left, one on the right. When in reality, he tapped the first circle. "This is labor." Then the second. "And this is leverage." The wife frowned. The billionaire smiled. "Let me show you the most expensive mistake people make." The billionaire wrote a number on the board: 250,000. Let's say your goal is to earn $250,000 a year. Beneath it, he wrote another number: 2,000. There are roughly 2,000 working hours in a year. A quick calculation later, he wrote the result: if that's your target income, your time is worth approximately $125 an hour. The wife nodded. "Okay. Now let's look at reality." Then he began listing tasks: emails, scheduling, invoices, ordering supplies, website updates, administrative work, errands. Imagine these tasks consume 4 hours every day. The wife did the math. That's about 1,000 hours a year. Exactly. The billionaire circled the number. Most of these tasks can be outsourced for around $15 an hour. The wife nodded again. So people do them themselves because they think they're saving money. The billionaire smiled. No. A pause. They're buying poverty. The room went silent. You spent 1,000 hours doing $15 work, but your target value was $125 an hour. He wrote another number on the board: 110,000. You didn't save $15,000. You sacrificed $110,000 of potential value. The wife stared at the board. The number looked absurd. The billionaire pointed toward it. This is why so many intelligent people stay stuck. They aren't losing because they're lazy. They're losing because they're efficient at the wrong things. He stepped back. You aren't running a business, you're running a self-funded job. And you're the cheapest, most overworked employee in the company. The billionaire placed the marker down. Let me tell you about Marcus. Marcus was one of the most talented architects in his city. Luxury homes, private estates, waterfront properties. Clients loved him. His income exceeded $300,000 a year. From the outside, he looked successful. Inside, he was drowning. 70-hour weeks, missed family dinners, constant stress, permanent exhaustion. One evening, Marcus conducted a brutal time audit. The results shocked him. Out of 70 hours every week, only 8 hours were spent doing actual architecture. 8. The other 62 hours disappeared into scheduling, paperwork, invoices, client updates, coordination, and endless administrative problems. Marcus realized something uncomfortable. He wasn't operating as an architect. He was operating as an administrator who occasionally designed buildings. So he made a decision that terrified him. He hired an executive assistant, then an operations manager. Almost immediately, things got worse. Revenue dipped, expenses increased, his savings account began shrinking. Friends told him he was making a huge mistake. One even said, "You spent years building a successful business and now you're paying people to destroy it." For a moment, Marcus believed him. Because activity had become an addiction. Every email felt productive. Every meeting felt productive. Every problem felt productive. Now those tasks were gone. And for the first time in years, Marcus had something unfamiliar. A blank calendar. Space. Silence. Time. And that's when he noticed something nobody else had noticed. His clients weren't paying him for drawings. They were paying him for certainty. Developers didn't want blueprints. They wanted predictable outcomes. That realization changed everything. Instead of designing one house at a time, Marcus built a modular design framework developers could license repeatedly. He stopped selling hours. He started selling structure. Within 12 months, revenue climbed beyond $2.5 million. Not because he worked harder, not because he worked longer, but because he stopped confusing activity with value. The billionaire turned back toward his wife. "So what do you do with the 60 hours you bought back?" She smiled. "You don't fill them with more tasks." "Exactly." He pointed to the empty space on the board. "You use them to build leverage." Then he gave her 3 rules. Step 1. Calculate your leverage target. Take your desired annual income and divide it by 2,000. That becomes your baseline hourly value. Every task in your life must compete against that number. Step 2. Kill the ghost costs. For the next 7 days, track every task you perform, every email, every errand, every administrative responsibility. Then ask yourself, could someone else do this for less than my leverage target? If the answer is yes, you've found a leak. Step 3. Buy back the bandwidth, hire the assistant, buy the software, delegate the routine, systemize the predictable. Stop seeing these decisions as expenses. They're investments in mental clarity, because clarity creates leverage, and leverage creates freedom. The billionaire quietly erased the whiteboard. Every number disappeared, every diagram vanished, every calculation was gone. His wife frowned. "Why erase it?" The billionaire smiled. "Because none of that was the real lesson. The math is just mechanics. True wealth is an architecture of the mind." He pointed at the empty, pristine surface of the board. The middle class views the world through the lens of resource scarcity. They look at a business and ask, "How much money can I save by doing this myself?" They spend their entire lives protecting capital at the expense of capacity. They'll drive across town to save $5 on groceries, spend an evening fixing a broken appliance, or spend weeks trying to learn basic web design to avoid paying a professional. He paused, setting the marker down. They believe they are being responsible. In reality, they are committing strategic suicide. They are operating under the delusion that their time is an infinite resource while money is finite. The wealthy reverse this equation completely. To a wealthy mind, capital is infinite. It can always be printed, borrowed, or earned again. But time is the only truly non-renewable asset in existence. His wife looked at the empty board, the weight of the realization settling in. So the poor trade time to capture money, while the rich deploy money to capture time. Exactly, the billionaire nodded. But it goes deeper than that. It's the difference between linear value and asymmetric leverage. When you work for money, your earning potential is bound by math. Hours multiplied by effort equals income. That is a linear trap. It doesn't matter if you are a plumber charging $50 an hour or a corporate lawyer charging $1,000 an hour. If you have to be physically present to extract the value, you are still operating a labor model. You are still busy, and structurally you are still bound to a ceiling. He leaned against the desk, his tone turning sharp and deliberate. A wealthy strategist doesn't look for jobs or even traditional businesses. They look for asymmetric returns. They ask one question: where can I place 1 unit of effort or capital today that will automatically multiply into 10, 100, or 1,000 units of value tomorrow without my continuous presence. They don't build products. They build protocols. They don't manage operations. They own the infrastructure where operations happen. They understand that the highest form of wealth isn't a massive bank account. It is complete cognitive sovereignty. It is the freedom to sit in a quiet room, completely unbothered by mundane tasks, and think clearly enough to spot the tectonic shifts in the market before anyone else. He looked out the window at the sprawling city below. The poor spend their lives trying to save money, and in the process they spend the only thing money was actually supposed to buy, their life. The wealthy spend money aggressively to buy their life back, so they can use their mind to engineer assets. Once you stop protecting your pocket and start protecting your bandwidth, the entire world shifts from a place of labor to a game of leverage. In our next breakdown, we are going to explore the ultimate asymmetric asset, how the global elite turn their reclaimed time into exclusive, high-ticket private networks that print value completely on autopilot. But you have to choose to be there. If you close this tab now, this might be the very last time you see us. If this deeper shift in psychology changed how you view the wealth game, protect your bandwidth and hit subscribe. But consider this a warning. Subscribing to this channel has been known to cause immediate side effects, including the sudden loss of lazy friends, an unhealthy obsession with asymmetric efficiency, and an unexplained increase in your bank account. If you are okay with those terms, welcome to the inner circle of depth over hype. Until next time, stay leveraged.